And our top story on your story this hour takes us to Mpumalanga, where President Cyril Ramaphosa has officially launched the 25-year review report at the University of Mpumalanga.
The Department of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation was tasked by the Presidency to lead a review of the 25 years of democracy in South Africa.
Our reform of the education system has been notable. There is now almost universal school enrollment of children aged 7 to 15. There are now more than 800,000 learners below the age of 6 in grade R, and many more keep getting into our ECDs. The matric pass rate has increased from 58% in 1994 to 78% in 2018. We have almost doubled the number of special schools for children with disabilities and special needs. Total university enrollment has also doubled and now stands at over 1 million. In 1994, this figure was around 300,000, and most of those who were in those universities were exclusively just from one racial group. Today, well over 1 million young South Africans are in our tertiary university institutions.
Well, for more on President Ramaphosa's 25-year review reports, we're now joined in our Pretoria studio by political analyst Professor Lesiba Teffo. Thanks so much indeed, Prof, for joining us. Welcome to the program. We've just heard the President there speak through a number of statistics, which when you listen to them, they sound quite impressive. Is he overstating the story when you look back at 25 years of South Africa's democracy?
Well, let me just at the outset start with what is closest to my heart as a teacher. No doubt that access to education has been immensely improved. And I take heart in the fact that special schools for differentially abled people have been increased. I'm happy with that. But what is less impressive to me is the number of students who are in tertiary student institutions. If you talk figures, it's fine. But if you talk to me as a teacher, I talk quality, not quantity. Because the standard of education has taken a serious knock in the past 25 years. Numerically, statistically, we have done well. But the output, what we produce, is lamentable. It's among the worst on the African continent. Our level of literacy of our students at matric level, lamentable. Our graduates cannot hold their own. If anything, even corporate world seems to have decided to invest in upskilling and improving them after they have qualified. There is something that is not being done right in our education system by the student, by the teacher, and by the system itself. And I will say, until we revise the role of unions, and in particular SATU, in the education landscape, things will not get better.
All right, so education, an important pillar that one can measure the growth or not, progress or not of a country. What would you say are the other ones? I guess health is one of those.
But look, health also, right? Qualitatively speaking, has taken a knock, right? I'm not sure of the number of hospitals that have been increased. I'm aware that we are trying to establish a few academic hospitals and institutions of higher learning. But I still say we have to have a serious look at ourselves. We have got quality infrastructure on the continent, but the output is lamentable. What is wrong with the system? You have medical facilities, the best on the continent, But it is our own people in the villages who are complaining, who are running away from them, who can only go there simply because they've got no alternative. If they had, they would go to private rather than to public health facilities. What is wrong? They are there, but they are not being respected and utilized in the manner they should, precisely because something in the system is not right. And I think it behoves all of us to begin to make a serious interrogation. We have got the best infrastructure, but the people who are supposed to benefit out of it are not, and are not happy with it at all.
Now, the struggle was in large part about human rights and trying to find a democracy. That came in 1994, and the question now becomes, 25 years later, has that democracy fulfilled its promise? Has it grown? Has it been lived and experienced?
Look, we have achieved a lot since 1994. If you don't want to be critical, you can even over-celebrate the achievements and even become oblivious of the fact that qualitatively things have taken a serious knock. But liberal
Prof,
values,
can I just
we have
pause you
achieved
for
those.
a second? Prof, let me just pause you for a second, because there's some pictures that are playing out in the Eastern Cape. We're just going to quickly go to East London, where